We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2078, and today's topic is Friday. And this is the fifth real estate myth of the week. Real estate agents are smarter than you. I do not think so. This is a fun topic for Jill and I. If you follow us at all, you know that we are not the kindest, on the air at least, to real estate agents. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Why? First of all, because it's fun. And second of all, because it's true.
It's funny. I was just going to pause and I made a note, but now I'm going to interject it here. I've worked with so many agents over the years, and the good ones do listen to me. The good ones, we have conversations like, hey, I'll tell them, look, I may have done this many deals, but I don't know your area as well as you know your area. I'm just moving into this area. What's been moving? That kind of a thing. And they go, oh, okay, thank you. So here's what we found over at this part of the county, this, over that part of the county, that. But then the conversation goes to, but Jill, I'm always want to know if my listings can be better. I always want to know what you found to move your properties all over the country. So the good agents, though, I want to make sure everybody is clear that there are some, and I have some dear friends that are agents, and it's a conversation, and they want to learn and they want to improve. It's a tough. I don't mean to be braggy, but we have done more deals than they have. I can't find any one agent who's done more transactions than Jack.
The sole purpose for the vast majority of real estate agents is to get in the way of your real estate deal and get paid for doing nothing. Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum and take a deep dive into land-related topics by popular request.
Frank says, hello, Land Academy. Until I joined this group, I thought you had to be licensed to do real estate deal. I now know that's not true. Why do real estate agents need to be licensed? And should I get my license to be better at buying and selling land? You know what? Can I just pause right there and then jump in here? Let me answer the question really briefly, and then I want to go into the topic because it'll incorporate some of this. Yeah. So should I get my license to be better at buying and selling land? I would not. You do not need it. You do not have to. The only thing it really does is open you up to more rules, more regulations, other things you have to think about, other things you have to report. And let's go into the show and I'll explain our story, and it's going to lead into what we're talking about today.
Today's topic, it's the fifth myth of the week. Real estate agents are smarter than you.
Okay. So we all know what's going on in Arizona. If you're listening to this show, you're into real estate, and you have seen holy cow numbers coming out of Arizona. And then there are people that are moving there and how it's growing and the industries and things like that. Check out the Phoenix area. It is on fire. So it's just insane. Even some of our own personal acquisitions, we're looking at each other going, maybe we should sell this. Like, it's hard to turn down that kind of dough. When we bought this 3 years ago, I didn't think it would double like this. What do we do? It's hard. So that's what's going on. Jack and I, what's so funny?
I don't know. I thought I was going to get it.
Oh,
Jack.
No, you're all worried about it. It's crazy. So Arizona, you would think, is great on top of things. Boy, you guys got it all figured out. Look how much money people are making. Why are all these investors in Arizona? Seems to be half of Land Academy, or all these other people are in Arizona. It's interesting and funny and true. So there's a lot you can do in Arizona. I want to back up a few minutes and explain a little story about our experience as tiptoeing down the path of being real estate agents ourselves in Arizona. So a few years ago, we went together in person and did I think it was 80 hours. I want to say 80 or 100 hours. So you had to do in person of real estate education. You get out of that, you got to take a test. You got to do this. You got to do all the little things. And at the very end of it, then you can apply for your license. At the very end of it, we both chose not to, because of the things I just explained earlier. But what I want to talk about for a minute is...
We learned a lot, though. I would highly recommend, for $500 or what is a very small amount of money, you can learn a ton about real estate in your state and never take the exam.
But let me say this one really important topic. This is my main point for today, and it ties into everything. Remember, 80 hours in classroom learning about real estate to be a licensed real estate agent in the state of Arizona. what percentage of that 80 hours of training time do you think was spent on analyzing data to make decisions to help sellers and buyers maximize profit and read the market and best guide them
0
to a decision? Thank you. Not 1 minute. So how can, this is all we do all day, every day. And that's the part to me that's frustrating. I am literally in the conversation right now.
Again,
The
this
ties
makes me
here.
want to kiss you
I
right
know.
now.
With a real estate agent, I'm asking this question and he's not even understanding the question.
Yeah.
I'm brand new in a market right now. I'm obviously not going to use this agent. It was to do some land or to sell some land. This person is not the one. I had some really smart questions, professional, asking about this county and the area he services and what's going on specifically. He doesn't even understand my questions. He knows what he bought and sold yesterday, and he knows what the guys in his office are buying and selling. But as far as the market as a whole, he doesn't read it every day. He's not looking at it the same
Why?
way. He's looking at what he's got on his plate,
Why?
who he's going to call, how he's going to sell it, and just get this dumb thing sold. His first thing is, I hate to say it because, and I feel so many agents, all they're thinking is, let's just drop the price. How about your marketing changes? How about you reach out to more people? How about whatever? I remember a couple years ago, a gal in Land Academy going, I can't believe I just did this, but I taught my real estate agent how to use Facebook and post property to help drum up some business on Facebook. We had another person in Land Academy, a really nice guy. First initial B, you know what I'm talking about. He sent out neighbor letters and put his agent's phone number on it. Yeah. I'm like, there you go. So there are times I do pick on them. This time is not really one of them. I just want you to know that's not the training. It's rare to find them that think like investors.
Let's take a couple steps back.
Okay.
So why would anybody get a real estate license? What's it good for? You need a real estate license in all 50 states, in this country anyway, to represent somebody in the acquisition or sale of their property. If that person doesn't want anybody to represent them, they want to go off and sell it themselves, they're entitled to do that.
Yes.
No one knows that.
Correct.
That's all it does. It allows you legally to represent somebody. How the hell did that come up?
Mm-hmm.
A very long time ago, in the early 40s and 50s, there was no such thing as a real estate license. What ended up happening was that the big social butterfly busy bee in the town, where someone was thinking about selling the house, found out about it, realized that Sally Smith over here wanted to sell the house. Well, this busy bee knows everybody in town. So she goes and says, Sally Smith's selling her house. Mr. Jones over here, she finds out, needs a house. And so she put those people together. And life went on grand for a long time, just like that. And maybe she got some money. Maybe she got some brownies. I don't know. Somebody, and I don't know exactly who, realized that there's a lot of money in this.
Mm-hmm.
Enter the National Association of Realtors. The NAR has the largest, it's either the largest or number 2 largest lobbyist group in Washington, D.C. of all the lobbyist groups in the world for anything, larger than petroleum, larger than labor, larger than any. Why? Because they're falsely propping up the notion and perpetuating this false sense of, I need a real estate agent. So they're in the business, the National Association of Realtors is in the business of managing all the lower associations below them. I think there's 300 or 400 MLSs, multiple listing services, little tiny regional ones all over the country that report to the National Association of Realtors, and they have to pay them.
Yeah, why don't we call it a union? Because that's really what it is.
Hold on a second. And I'm trying to not rant and just
explain.
let's explain the facts first.
All right.
They're in the business, these associations, their business is to attract schmoes to go to these schools for 40 to 80 hours, depending on whatever the
don't
rules
forget the
are.
recurrent training.
Spend dues every year. When you start down the path of being a licensed real estate agent, you have to pay about $5,000 all total in various associations all the way up the chain before you actually can hang your license on a real estate brokerage. And that real estate broker is in the business of recruiting you also, because you're going to split the fees with him. So you are the schmo. You're the one doing all the work, paying all this money up for all the transactions, and for what? They have a huge
pyramid.
They have a huge financial motivator to convince the government that real estate agents are needed, and they're not at all. It's what Jill said. They're not helping anything. They're getting in the way of the transactions. And Jill was exactly right with this example. All the stuff that you really need to know about making money in real estate has nothing to do with being an agent.
True. I'm going to make a Nollies now. Instead of NAR, it's the NALI.
What's that?
We could do this just the same
What's
way, by the way.
NALI?
It's the National Association of Land Investors. I just decided. That's us.
Yeah? You got to pay to be in there?
Oh, you bet you do. And you got to go through a lot of things, and then I
What do
issue
you
a
get?
thing, and you have to pay me monthly dues.
Do you get anything? No, you get nothing.
Sure, you
Just
have
like
to
a real
pay me
estate
money. You have to pay. You know what you get? You get a pretty little emblem to put on your business card.
What's sad is that, just like Jill explained in her example earlier, they were promised riches.
Yeah.
There should never, I've never met a real estate agent in my life who couldn't multiply 6% of any number. And it's because 6% of a $2 million house is a lot. It's a lot of money. So please help me understand, is there any more work in selling a $2 million house or a $200,000 house? No. In fact, there's probably less work on a higher end house. So
True.
Is that real estate agent adding that much more value? It's a $120,000 fee versus a $12,000 fee. That's insane.
To end this on a not really mean vibe.
Why?
Okay. Or we
You
can.
need to know the truth.
That's true.
My point is, I want you to, listener, to really start thinking about what the heck?
Here's what I hope your takeaway is. Know that going into this, when you're choosing, like I do, I often choose land-focused agents to sell my property. Now, it sounds crazy, but I do. But I put a lot of thought into it, and I ask them really intelligent questions. And if they can't answer them, I move on to someone who can. That's it. And if I can't find someone, then I might have to do it myself. And I'm good with that because I want to make sure it goes well. And I want to make sure I'm maximizing what I can get out of it. And I want to make sure that I get the right buyer and it happens quick. That's the reality. Please don't assume just because they have something posted on the internet and they have a company behind them that they know more than you. Because most often, and I'll tell you, if you're in Land Academy and you're a data nut like we are, they don't know more than you.
No.
They don't. The real value I find is they've got a photographer ready to go. They have a team that can make good listings. They know how to use AI because they're all using it now to write their descriptions. We all know that, and that's good. So I'd rather that. Thank you. It's probably better, just property descriptions, what it used to be versus 2 sentences. Sometimes 2 sentences. I'm like, you're selling my property? That's all you got? Paint the picture, please. And they hopefully have a list of buyers that they've worked with over the years, or someone that didn't get the property they just sold last month that's just like mine. That's the value. And that's what I'm seeking when I ask these people. And I have learned I don't ask a lot of what do you think's happening in this area questions. I ask more, hey, based on what you just sold, how did it go? What do you think? How does mine compare to that one? How fast can you sell this one? Do you have buyers lined up? Those are the questions. And that's what I want you to do. And that's a good use of how we work with them.
I have 100 more things to say. I'm not going to say any of them.
All right. Thank you. Save it for the NALI.
Join us next week for 5 more interesting episodes. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
An inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.